And he's come back with a vengeance to PSV. Gravenbach lays it off to him, and what a hit. Zoet could not keep it in his grasp, and what a strike that is. Hello and welcome back to Curb FM and another episode of the Amsterdam Wonder Kids on Football Manager 2020, and today it is time for the second game against PSV of the season, and again it's going to be a huge game to decide who could win the Eredivisie. And since the last episode we've played quite a few games, so I'll quickly run through them. Straight after the last PSV game in the last episode, we lost to FC Twente 2-1. We managed to pull a goal back in stoppage time, but it wasn't enough. And then the final game against Dortmund in the group stage went okay, considering that we played a weakened team, but we came away with a 1-1, which I'm okay with because we were already qualified. Then we beat TOP Os 1-0. Then we got knocked out of the Dutch Cup by Feyenoord in the third round 1-0, and that was again frustrating. But ever since then, we've been on a bit of a winning run. Apart from one draw against Groningen, we've won 5 games. So that puts us top of the league, now 5 points clear of PSV. So we've had a couple of slip-ups, but luckily PSV have had a little bit more than us. And Erling Haaland is still the top goal scorer in the league with 20 goals. The runner-up has 14, so he's absolutely killing it so far. And long may it continue. And since the last episode, we've also made 5 signings. Firstly, we've made a loan signing from FC Bayern, and we've signed Dutch youth international Joshua Zirkzee. And he's really good, actually. He's 19, and he's already got good stats, and he's got the potential to be one of the best players in the squad. And the view is to eventually sign him potentially at the end of the season. We do have a clause where we can buy him for 25 million euros, but I didn't want to pay that straight away. We're going to decide in the summer whether he's worthy of spending that kind of money on him, but I'm pretty sure we're going to do it. So yeah, another young hot prospect coming in, and someone that could be a big part of the team for a long time to come. And the next signing I'll show you is a centre back, and his name is Luis Abram. He's from Peru. He's got 29 caps for them. He's only 24 years old and he's already amazing. And this guy brings in a lot of quality into our defence and gives us a lot more depth in that department as well. He's currently 4 stars. He's a ball-playing defender, which is what we look for. And he was a bargain at only 7.5 million from Vélez in Argentina, and he's already worth 17.25, so he's increased nearly 10 million euros just from signing for us. So yeah, a really good deal there. And next up is someone I've had my eye on for a while now, and we've signed from PSV, so our biggest rivals in the league right now, Mohamed Ihataren. And some of you may remember that in the first episode, in the JC Charles against PSV, he scored the first goal of the series, and it was for PSV back then. Of course, we won that game eventually, but he made an impact, and here he is signing for us 18 months later. And we got him for 12.25 million, which I think is a really good deal. He's 2 stars at the minute, but he's got the potential again to be a really big key part of the team. He plays in the advanced playmaker role behind the strikers, and so far he's had 3 appearances, 1 goal and a 7.2 overall. He did score on his debut, and he's going to be starting against PSV today as well, returning to his former club. And then we brought someone back to the club who used to play for Ajax before being sold not long ago, and he's probably going to be more of our league striker when we need to rest people for the Champions League. We've brought back Kasper Dolberg, and we've spent probably a little bit more than I would have liked, but I feel like we needed the depth in the striking positions, and he was the best option available. So we've paid 27.5 million up front, but that could rise to 35 million over time if he scores 50 goals. So if he performs, then I don't mind paying that extra little bit. And also joining the club is Exquel Palacios, I think his name is, and he's an Argentinian with 4 caps at the age of 22. And he came in for a ridiculously cheap 6 million euros, and he's signed from River Plate, and it's currently 4.5 stars. And again, adding depth to our midfield, and I think he's going to be pushing for a starting place for the remainder of the season. He's got amazing technical abilities, passing, technique, first touch, He's also very strong mentally for his age, and he's a bit of a steal for €6 million. He's played 4 games so far in the league, averaging a 7, and he's won many trophies with River Plate. So, experience of winning things and coming into Ajax as another fantastic youngster. And last but not least, we've signed from Dortmund. As we mentioned, we're going to scout the Dortmund players because they're going to be unsettled because they're not doing great this season. And we've managed to find someone that is unsettled and is worth bringing in. And his name is Julian Brandt. Currently on loan, but we do have, again, a option to buy him for 39 million. I was hesitant to pay that kind of money, especially with the wages that he's going to be demanding. So we're going to give him 6 months to see how he gets on. If he seems worth it, we will activate that clause. But with that said, let's get into today's game where we're going to be going up against PSV. And I'm playing not our best team because in the next game we do go up against Chelsea in 3 days. So we're going to have to rest a few people. But we've kind of got a mix of starters and backups. So the people that wouldn't normally be starting are Abram, Willems and Iataren and Dolberg. Other than that, the team is basically the same as what we're used to seeing, and we do have some people on the bench to bring on to make an impact if needed, but I think we've got the right balance here to get the win today without sacrificing too many key players to keep them fresh for the Chelsea game. But let's get into this episode, and hopefully we can pull ourselves further away from PSV, and with a win today it will take us 8 points clear at the top of the league. And it's going to be interesting to see how Iataren responds to, I'm sure, a lot of boos from the opposition team today, of course returning after requesting his transfer to Ajax from PSV. So he's going to be a hated man around these parts now in Eindhoven, and hopefully he can use that to fuel himself and get himself a goal. But PSV are through though with Romero, and it's a save by Fariñez, and it's put out for a corner with Bruma to take, and Fariñez collects. And Denzel Dumfries has come off the pitch and is forced to change for PSV early on. Apparently Jetro Williams has bruised his shin as well, so let's just take a look at him and see if he can carry on. Seems to have not affected him too much, so we're just going to leave it for now. Maybe it hasn't updated yet. We're just going to ask them to push forward a bit and try and force that goal early on. But PSV are looking like they're going to come close. But we've won it back though through Abraham, the new signing. He's done well there, and he's bursting forward like a winger, the centre-back. And forward to Dolberg now. Can he find someone in the box? Into Willems, and he's shot, and it's a good save there by Zoet. And over the top to Haaland, and Haaland's through on goal, and it's a good save by Zoet. And if you remember in the last episode, Zoet had a great game keeping his team in it for a long time. Ultimately we did get the win, but it could have been way worse for them had he not been there. And again, he seems like he's going to have another good game, and he's going to be tough to score past. But Dest over the top tries to find Dolberg, but can't get there, and the defender beats him to it. Now Lucasen over the top to Romero. Now Pereiro over the top to Malin. Malin's through, and it's a good save by Fariñez. Now Zoet on the ball to Haps, who's a new signing for PSV this season as well, signed from Feyenoord. And now Dest down the right hand side, and whipped in to Haaland, and it's just gone wide. And PSV have made a lot of improvements to their team in this January transfer window, and I've noticed a couple of signings coming in for them, and they've done pretty well to strengthen their team. And it's in with Iataren from outside the box against his former team. What a goal that is, what a hit from the young lad, and he's come back with a vengeance to PSV. Gravenbach lays it off to him, and what a hit. Zoet could not keep it in his grasp, and it's his 4th goal of the season, and what a strike that is. And we're just playing on the edge of the box now. Van der Beek puts that out wide to Willems, in the box to nearly Dolberg. Now Dest finds Iataren again, and it's gone wide. He's having a great game so far, and he's on an 8.2 with a goal to his name, and it's the dream return for him for his new club. And we are at half time now. Man of the match so far, Mohamed Iataren. And I think we're going to bring on Kenneth Taylor for Doumbia, get him rested for the Chelsea game, and we need to be given a shout. I think they're fired up from some feedback, so I'm just going to praise them. We're playing okay, and the job is currently going to plan. But Iataren with the ball again, back to Pongrasic. Pongrasic turns, finds Van der Beek into Dolberg, and it's a save by Zoet, and apparently it was offside anyway. Only 20 minutes remaining here. Haaland not having the best game, so we're going to take him off, rest him for the Chelsea game, and bring on Edson Edouard, who's also going to be starting against Chelsea in the next episode. And lots of space down that left-hand side for Haps to run into, but he's decided to stand still. And now we're hitting them on the counter-attack with Ihattaren. Plays it to Edouard, back to Ihattaren with the 1-2, and Ihattaren shoots. And Zoet with the good save. I think it was going wide, but he didn't want to risk it, and he's held onto it. And now Lucassen in PSV's half with the cross, and Pongrasic clears. Now Van der Beek headed down to Ihattaren, over the top to Edouard. Can he find Dolberg in the box? He's in plenty of space, but it perhaps gets there last second. Now Dest into Edouard on the volley, and it's a good save by Zoet once again. And we need to be making a substitution, I think. We've got a lot of tired players on the pitch. Jetro Williams has that injury, but I think we're going to take Dest off just because he's more likely to start against Chelsea. So again, resting the legs. And we're going to bring on Veltman for him. Hopefully Jetro can see the rest of the game out. Now PSV looking to recycle possession. Gutierrez over to Bruma. Bruma's cuts inside, and it's a good block by Pongrasic. And we need to drop the fullbacks back, I think, and put them on fullback defend for the last remaining 5 minutes. And I'm also going to just switch to balanced, and in possession we just want to slow things down and make sure we're wasting time to hold on for the victory here. A huge game for the league season, and it's headed over by Hendricks from the corner, and it's a throw-in for Ajax in the PSV half. It's gone straight to PSV, but we've won it straight back with Willems now, and he's passed it to Taylor. Taylor over the top, but Edouard wasn't anticipating that. And can we close down the keeper? And we stood off him a little bit there, but now Haps bursting forward on the left-hand side, and it's well in by Dolberg. It's defensively sound there from the striker. And PSV looking to find another way through Lucassen, plays the ball through to Bruma, and it's saved by Farinez, parried out for the corner. It's a big chance for PSV late on in the game, and it's cleared there by our defender. I think it was Pongrasic, and we're into stoppage time now. PSV still applying the pressure, and it's blocked out for the corner, and that highlight is finished, and now it's up our end, and we've got the corner now, and it's time to just waste time and hold on to this victory. Massive 3 points, 2 wins over PSV this season. Could be what provides us with that league title once again, 2 seasons in a row, and we've done it. A huge win. Player of the match, Ihattaren. What a goal from the lad, and a huge goal for our season there. And Ihattaren this season was overlooked a little bit by PSV. He only started 2 games in the league, 11 times off the bench, and he's already scored more goals for us in the league than he had for PSV. And yeah, he's already made more starts for us as well. So, and PSV may have cost themselves there by letting him go, especially to their rivals. And what a player he's proven to be so far. Only 19 years old, he's got 10 caps for his country and 3 goals, and I think he's got a big future at the club if he carries on. But welcome to the Amsterdam Wonder Kids, Ihattaren. So what an episode it's been, and we've put ourselves 8 points clear of PSV, and surely the league is in our hands now, and it looks like we're going to come away with another trophy, which will make it 3 Eredivisie in a row for Ajax after the drought, and 2 for us of course, and only 10 games to go. It's looking good. Hopefully you've enjoyed that episode. Make sure you join me in the next one, where we're going to be taking on Chelsea at home in the Johan Cruyff Arena, and it's going to be a big game. The current Premier League champions, after winning it last season, they're currently 3rd though, so not playing as well as they perhaps should be, but hopefully you join me in the next episode for that. And if you're excited for it, make sure you drop a like on the video and subscribe with notifications turned on so you don't miss another episode. And why not watch one of the videos that you can see on the screen right now. But until next time, peace.